What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and this is something I wasn't expecting to do because I really don't cover Trails news. But I really did want to make a video talking about this because I'm actually really excited for the next game in the series, and some news dropped just before the 40th anniversary live stream of Falcom. And, if you guys like this kind of stuff, maybe I'll cover news in the future. I don't want to cover, like, super spoilery stuff, but because I don't want to spoil myself, with Kiseki games or Trails games. They don't come to the West as fast as some other RPG franchises. So, like this game, for example, we probably won't see till, like, early, or late 2023 or something like that, I would guess, considering we don't even have Hajimari out here yet. But I thought I'd make this video. If you guys like these news videos, I will cover any, like, big stuff that comes out with trail stuff, because I've made a couple reviews. I actually never made my review on Cold Steel 4. I guess I might do that at some point, or maybe I'll just talk about it on a stream or something. But basically, the live stream is about 4 hours away, where they'll probably showcase all this stuff that we're seeing now in more detail. But we have some information on the first four characters. Obviously, if you know Trails, you know this is the start of a new arc. We're going to be in the land of Calvard. So it's going to be a whole new set of characters. So we're saying goodbye to Reen in Class 7 for a while at least. Obviously they're going to be back eventually when we deal with the grand finale of however this is going to go. But we have our first look at the first four characters. They did state that, and we're going to go over it in here, they stated that there's going to be at least 8 characters in the party. Like the main party, I guess, by the end of the game. So seems pretty standard for a Trails game. They did say they wanted to have a smaller cast, but I guess not. 8 is still roughly about what Trails in the Sky had, and it's less than what Cold Steel had, but anyways, let's just go over everything. So you get a first look at the 4 characters here, which we already knew about these 3 right here, but this girl is a new addition. So they launched their website for Kuro Kiseki, which has new information. So let's quickly go over these 4 characters. We finally have names for the characters. So Van Arkride is our main protagonist, which a lot of people have said he just looks like a bounty hunter Reen. He is 24 years old, which makes him one of the older. I think Kevin is actually older than him. I don't actually remember Kevin's age, but I think Kevin is older than 24. And then Reen at this point should be like 22, 23. Estelle should be around that age, I would guess, as well. And then same thing with Lloyd. So I think this guy's probably older than the other characters. And I guess his quote is, "That's what a job is all about. Never underestimate a Spriggan." So I guess a Spriggan is his line of work. We understand he's kind of like a bounty hunter type character. A young Spriggan with a blue streak black hair and deep blue eyes, who works mainly in the old town of the capital city, Edith. So I guess that's the capital city in Calvard, so that's pretty cool. Let's read a bit about him. While he comes off as dry and pragmatic, he tries not to be insincere and is not bad at looking out for others. So, just like every other protagonist, he won't be able to look the other way if someone's in danger, it seems. But it also, so he comes off so dry and pragmatic, so he obviously is the kind of character that's going to be like, okay, what's the most efficient way to get this job done? So I think part of his character arc, just by reading that, is going to be, I guess, being more human. I guess trying to convey how he's actually feeling better, since he seems to be very kind of methodical. He has contact with people in various industries due to his work and seems to have a wide range of personal connections, but also has a side that does not allow people to get too personal with him. Okay, so he doesn't want to let people get close, probably due to a tragic backstory. Although he began working as a Spriggan by almost sheer coincidence, he seems comfortable with its way of life, and even though he complains when he has to deal with bad jobs, he still makes sure to handle it. So we get some screenshots here of how he looks. He's got his little mobile phone here. Which, interesting that he has basically a flip phone. I'm guessing this is like, I don't think it's the Arcus anymore. It's called like a Ziphus or something. Well, we'll see it down below, but it's not the Arcus anymore. It actually looks like a phone instead of like a giant whatever the heck the Arcus was. There's his weapon, the stun caliber, which obviously is not a deadly weapon because you can tell by, and we'll see other images, but it looks more like a blunt weapon than a sharp weapon. And then you get to see him kind of swinging his sword here a little bit. And that's pretty much everything for him. All right, our second character and probably the female lead, Agnes Claudel, age 16, which I can already see people are gonna, freak out about this because if she's the main female, we already know where this is going with, Trails games. Probably going to be the love interest for Van, but that's that's an 8-year gap. So, all right then. Her weapon is an orbital staff. Okay, so she's going to be fighting, pretty much like Elliot or Emma. I understand Mr. Van's style, but there's some compromises even students can't make. Okay, so she's very proper with him, it seems. A first-year student at Aramis High School, a prestigious academy in the capital city. Okay, so she's obviously in the same city as him. A girl with a neat and gentle atmosphere and beautiful long blonde hair, but great willpower behind her cool eyes. She takes an orbital staff defense course as an elective. All right, that's an interesting elective to take at your school. And is also a member of the student council. Okay, so kind of like Chloe and Lecter were. Well, Lecter to an extent when he actually did his job. While working alongside her close friends, she strives every day in General Affairs Department. Upon learning that someone stole the ornament left by her great-grandfather who passed away due to certain circumstances. Okay, so we'll learn that later. Agnes avoided consulting the police and the Bracer Guild for some reason, and instead put in a request at Arkride Solution Office, which accepts any job. So maybe whatever she needs taken back, she can't really have, the public knowing about. So that's why not going to the police or the bracers is maybe that's how she ends up running into Van. Get some screenshots here of her combat. Obviously orbital staff, so gonna be ranged for sure. Our third character and our newest addition to kind of what we've seen so far, Fairy Al-Fayed. I don't know if that's actually how you say it. We'll just call her Fairy. Age 13, she uses an assault sword. I will protect you with the blessing of the flaming goddess Arusha. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see what she has to be about. A girl with brown skin, short-styled hair, and a petite physique who is also a young member of the high-ranking Jaeger Corps, Kurga soldiers. Before making this video, I was looking up Kurga, and I couldn't find anything on it, but I feel like we've heard them mentioned before. I could be wrong, but, they're high-ranking, so they have to be pretty well-known. And it's kind of funny that we're getting another, young character who's a Jaeger. Jaeger, whatever. So she's basically, just Calvard Fee. To an extent, but I guess we'll have to see how her personality differs, because if she's just like Fee, then obviously that's not going to be too good. Having experienced serious combat training since childhood, she shows her fierce Jaeger side in battle, but being a young girl unfamiliar with a large city, she also shows reactions expected for a girl. Okay, so she's not as battle-hardened as Fee was in the beginning of Cold Steel. She's not gonna, it's not always the mission type. Well, I mean, Fee was actually really lazy in Cold Steel 1 for a lot of it. But that already kind of tells us that she's gonna be quite different. Upon receiving word that Jaeger Corps she had previously networked with had suddenly gone missing, Fairy initiates her own search. Meanwhile, she attempts to contact the Republic Spriggans that she heard rumors about. Okay, so once again, it seems like Van's line of work is what's gonna lead to him meeting all of these characters. And then she has a gun. It says assault sword, so does her gun just have a blade on it? That's what I don't really get. Alright, this one just makes me laugh. This is obviously the redhead we've known about since Hajimari first came out. We saw the concept artwork of him for Kuro no Kiseki. And I was not expecting his name to be Aaron. Like, it feels so normal. It feels so just like English. It's like Aaron. So his name is Aaron Way. Age 19. His weapon is a twin fencer, so he has dual blades. Don't get in the way, old man, if you can't understand the Eastman's way. Eastman's way. Okay, interesting. Oh boy, here we go. A playboy, so we already know what kind of character he's going to be. He feels very much, if you follow my other content, Vicious from Tales of Crestoria. This guy gives me big Vicious vibes. Playboy has made a name for himself as a philanderer, the massive eastern quarter of the Republic, and the leader of the hot-blooded youth. While being a master of sword and fist of the Moonflower style, one of 3 major martial arts styles, so I guess it's different from Zin's, what is it? It's, I can't remember his style off the top of my head. But I guess that's one of the other ones as well. He never stops attracting the attention of others with other feats such as earning heaps of money at a casino. Okay, so he's like Randy. And performing sword dances in an Eastern theater as the female role. Okay, interesting. You know, whatever he likes to do, man. I mean, you got to make that money. Because of his extravagant behavior, he is nicknamed the Prodigy and Young Emperor of Luzhou. There are movements to appoint him as the executive in Heiyu. Okay, so that, alright. As an executive, the syndicate that dominates the Eastern. We already know about Heiyu. You know, Kao and all them. But he himself does not seem to have much interest in the organization, so he just kind of wants to do his own thing, and you kind of get a look at his swords here. They said fencer, but it really just looks like a sword. Which, I get a fencer is still just a sword, but I was expecting more kind of like a rapier type thing. And then at least 4 more characters are planned to be announced whose ages are 20, 15, 22, and 69. We're going to have a 69-year-old party member. A joke I made to some friends was that what if it's just Captain Vandiak as a party member, but probably going to have some old man in the group. Setting is obviously in Calvard. We don't really need to go much about much there. Obviously, they're recuperating after the bloody war over Crossbell, which is it's only been a couple years since that happened. Okay, we got some more artwork here of the capital city, which almost looks like the Eiffel Tower right here. Okay, so they're going into the different locations in here. The continent's leading orbital vehicle superpower. A variety of vehicles ride along the streets. So very, very cool with that. Some more screenshots. We've already seen this shot before. This is just Van, you know, chilling probably in his office. Okay, let's talk about the new battle system. Well, actually, let's see here. Kind of an underground profession born from the melting pot of diversity that is the Calvary Republic. Some days as detectives, some days as negotiators, and other days bounty hunters. They are up for any job from any client. The funny thing that people like to mention is that this game, you know, every Trails, like, arc has their own variety of being a bracer. So, obviously, they were actual bracers in the Sky arc. In the Crossbell arc, you were policemen who took on jobs that were basically like bracers. You just took on odd jobs. In Cold Steel, you obviously took on jobs as a class, which you ended up... it ended up with Reen almost being recruited as a bracer by Toval. And then, of course, here, you know, it's kind of underground job. So, once again, you know, bracer type thing. Yep, they can get honest work from criminal or like criminal type work type stuff. So very, very cool there. I guess we'll learn more about that. New battle system. Legend of Heroes Kuro no Kiseki, the command style AT action time battle system used in the series thus far has been revamped with a unique system that seamlessly transitions from action battles on the field to command style battles. You can enjoy even speedier and more strategic battles. When you discover an enemy on the field, you can commence an action battle. You can also avoid the battle. By the way, I do have a video pulled up that Falcom did post. So we are going to take a look at this afterwards. There's no audio, but we can still look at what it looks like. So you got to kind of look here. So you literally just run up to the enemies and you immediately start fighting. You don't run into the enemy and then it opens up a new field and then you have a turn-based type thing. During an action battle, you can shift to a command battle by deploying the combat ornament Ziffa. Withdrawing the Ziffa will return you to 1, allowing you to shift back to an action battle. So you do have the option of fighting like this or fighting like this. So this obviously right here you can see, this right here is just action, so you can dodge, fight, whatever. And then this one right here is obviously what Trails fans are used to. I mean, it's not going to be exactly the same, I assume. But it looks like it's going to be very similar to kind of like the turn-based style. So you'll be able to switch between the two, I guess, whatever you feel like doing. Use various actions on the field, including combo attacks and dodges. You can perform actions on the field, including combos and strong... Okay, so very, very cool stuff there. It'll be much easier to actually show it. So you can do dodges here when you're being attacked. Each character has their own evasive actions. So yeah, you just have to kind of be strategic with how you kind of do these different fights. And very, very cool. So yeah, there's a couple videos here about the battle system. Let's open all 3 of these, actually. Let's open this one and this one, because I think I have the last one opened already.
Nature Made knows...
Okay, no, we don't want loud sound from these ads, so you can stop there. There's no sound in this anyway, so you're not going to be hearing anything anyways, so you don't have to really worry about that. So here's just kind of the flyby of the actual city, Edith. It looks very, very nice. Some very cool shots here of different like alleyways and stuff. Obviously, there's going to be people in these places. This here almost looks like kind of like the underground sector, I would say. Maybe the not as nice part of the city. Then you get like a back shot of Van over here. Very, very cool. So that's the first video. Here's the second video, which this is going to be the action combat. So you'll see this right here. So literally the health bar shows up and you immediately just start fighting. You dodge. It doesn't look like the action combat is going to be like super crazy, because it's like... It looks like there's, you just kind of like back dodge or side dodge these attacks. It doesn't look like it's going to be as insane as like a game like Ys 9 or even like Final Fantasy VII Remake, which some people were comparing it to early on, myself included. But it seems like it's going to be kind of very simple combat. It's like, you can cast your arts or crafts, and you can just dodge to fight and all that good stuff. Maybe the combat will, oh, and here we go. Here we get to see, it looks like more kind of action-y, or turn-based, rather. The command style, as you can see here, so you can move back, you can move around, and then cast whatever it is you want to cast. So that's pretty cool there. Ooh, we got to see a nice little craft there, which is really, really nice. There's an art. I'm going to be curious if there's any, like, benefit to playing in one style or another. And it's very interesting that you can... Oh, and finally, the first Kiseki game that doesn't have your weapons, like, disappear. Like, the weapons are actually there on his hip, on her back. So very, very cool there. And then what's this last? Oh, this one's, it looks like the same thing. So yeah, that's pretty much everything they've shown so far. They'll probably go into more detail on the combat and stuff on the actual live stream that's going to be happening in a few hours. But I did want to cover this and give my first thoughts. I am very excited about this game, despite the fact we're not going to see it over here in the West for quite some time. We're still waiting for NISA or NIS America to make their localization announcement for Hajimari, which I still think could happen this year. I feel like, because Hajimari is a much shorter game than, Cold Steel 3 and 4 were. Like, if you were to compare, like, if you put 100 hours into Cold Steel 4, then Hajimari is probably going to be, like, 60 to 70 hours. But who knows how long it's going to take. They obviously have to find voice actors for some of the Crossbell characters, since obviously the Crossbell games have not been localized. So the characters that didn't show up in Cold Steel 4 from Crossbell, such as who would be I can't even think of characters' names right now. Like Sergei, Dudley, characters like Wazy, all those characters didn't have voices in Cold Steel 4. So it might take some time to get voice actors and voice all that stuff. But I'm hoping, at the very latest, maybe they'll announce it by like July, and then it can come out by like December or January. Because they did say they want to be faster with these localizations, so they're not so far behind. Because this is still a PS4 game, which means by the time that NISA is done localizing it, if it takes them till 2023, it's still a PS4 game, and a lot of companies will kind of be done with PS4 games and will be solely making PS5 stuff. So hopefully, the sooner the better, but, these games do take a lot to translate because, they are very dialogue-heavy games. But let me know what you guys think about all this stuff down below. I will leave the link to this breakdown in the description below. I do plan to do a playthrough. I don't know if I'm going to play through the Sky and Crossbell games on my channel since they're on PC. But I'll at least do like a stream series for Cold Steel 1 through 4. And then I'll definitely do probably a video series for Hajimari when it comes out. And then we'll definitely be playing Kuro on the channel when it actually comes out. So let me know what you guys think down below. Let me know which character of the 4 you are most excited for. I would say I'm, pretty, I guess, self-explanatory for me. I'm most interested in the protagonist. I want to know more about his backstory. And then second, I'd say the guy down here. I'm very curious to know more about him. And he's probably the character I'm going to use the most because I do like dual-wielding characters. So he's probably going to be the character I use the most. But we'll have to see what the other 4 party members are like. That's going to be it, guys. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe more if you're new to the channel. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.